I apologize for the shitty audio, but I realized that the only other person in the market of Monster High videos is Claudina9, and I just had to put some makeup on because, standing next to her, I look like a bald headed potato. But hey, ghouls, it's me, Andy. So, I've been drawing Monster High content for like a number of years, and I found this challenge on Instagram, and I thought, why not? This is a challenge for doll lines, and I'm going to make a character that was not featured in that doll line. So basically, just giving it a look that corresponds to that doll line. It's not as convoluted as I'm explaining it, I promise. So the first day is Zombie Shake. This is a line that features Rochelle, Venus, Persephone, and Meowlody, but strangely no zombies. I fully expected Ghoulia to have a doll in this line, but for some reason she didn't. Maybe it was planned and then it was too expensive to produce or something, but I've always thought that Ghoulia should have a Zombie Shake doll. So I decided to make Ghoulia the belle of the ball. That is pretty much named after her. I wanted to give her an old Dior style silhouette, and I knew I wanted to use a similar color palette to Alice's dress in the Tim Burton movie, her red dress. I prepared this sketch in my sketchbook, and now it's time to digitize it with color. Here I am starting out with her jewelry and her headpiece, which is a spiderweb design like veil with a little brain on the top like the one Rochelle has in this line. I thought I wanted to give her shorter hair at first, but I ended up changing it to longer later. Her necklace is a blood drip, and so are her earrings. I love incorporating the same anatomical cues as Nathan's zombie side into Ghoulia. I've never liked her basic design, so I feel a bit like I need to overcompensate with cartoon gore. I also gave her asymmetrical fishnet gloves, which was very popular in 2010. I have no idea how I thought this top part was going to be a sleeve, so I changed it into a neckline. I pretty much stuck to my original design. I changed the stripes a few times, but I feel like I made the right call with the thinner stripes. Fun fact, her belt is inspired by a clavicle bone. I gave her a belt because everyone else in this line has one. Finally, coloring and adding the Distress Tool overlay for the skirt. I desaturate the color a bit, and for the shoes, I got inspiration from her Ghouls Night Out shoes. And here she is! I've always thought it was so weird that she wasn't featured in this line. I feel like I've done her justice, and maybe the belt could have been a bit thicker, but eh. Next, the line is Gloom and Bloom. This is a garden baseline, like a garden party. Immediately I knew I wanted to do a Tiger Lily Toralei. That's a missed opportunity from Mattel as far as I'm concerned. I also prepared a preliminary sketch for this. I feel like Toralei never really got any formal dance looks, so I used this as an excuse to give her this loose, wavy, glamorous hair. I also like these chunky heels I gave her. Just grabbing some assets for color matching purposes. This was originally going to be a pencil skirt with a trim, but it became a little trumpet skirt, and I think it looks better. Top is kind of a corset type thing that's meant to look like it has cat ears. I later added spikes on the edges. I gave her a chunky choker to match the straps on her shoes. I noticed that this line features a lot of black, so I gave her double hoop earrings that are black. Her ballerina sleeves are meant to mimic the stripy pattern on a tiger lily's petal. And since the dolls come with their own potted plant, she's holding a potted tiger lily plant. Since this is a more glamorous look for Toralei, I'm giving her a soft coral lip color, grabbing her personal skelet for her collar tag. I also went for a bigger stripe pattern on the skirt. Finishing up her little bottom skirt piece. I noticed that her basic look also included feathers like a cat toy, so I added some feather details. And here she is. I've always wanted a Gloom and Bloom Toralei, and I'm really happy with this one. Finally, we have the Power Ghouls line. This is obviously a superhero line. Technically, the wiki lists Frankie, Claudine, Spectra, and Toralei as this line, but you know damn well Webberella and Deadfast Ghoulia are in this too. I thought long and hard about what I wanted to do here, and when I was checking the wiki, I saw this comment mentioning Rebecca, and I gotta say, I agree. I even had to double check to make sure it didn't exist already. My first thought was to make kind of a steampunk Iron Man with the vampire's heart as the reactor thingy. I'm not a Marvel fan, so. And I didn't really think that was enough since she's kind of that anyway. So I had the idea of some Doc Ock inspired hands. I was also thinking of the mummy hands from Super Mario 64. I wanted it to be obvious that she was wearing a chest piece like armor, and I put the vampire's heart in the middle as a reference to Iron Man. And in her belly there lies a furnace. I wanted to make reference to the furnaces in steam engines. The goggles, gloves, and crazy expression are very Spider-Verse Doc Ock. And I thought Rebecca should have a tiny top hat, and I thought it would be fun if it was like a chimney or a steam whistle. And she's holding some kind of mad scientist potion Molotov cocktail. This version of Rebecca just exudes chaotic energy. I thought I was going to give her short hair for a second, but then I thought, nah, plus I really like drawing Rebecca's hair like a cloud. I put some tails on her like a waistcoat, and at first I draw these flat boots, but I go back and change it later. I changed them to the famous/infamous lobster claw heels. Now it's time for the struggle bus. Deciding what I wanted these things to look like. At first, I thought I wanted 2 iron giant-like hands, but eventually I made one a big lobster claw. But I would eventually scrap this idea when I decided that the source of her power, the vampire's heart, would actually make her more vampiric. It makes sense, right? I wanted to give her some vampire features without making her too Dracubecca. So I decided to make her wings a reference to Leonardo da Vinci's flying machine. Even though steampunk is more World War I think it goes aesthetically. This was really intimidating for me, and overall, I'm really happy with how it turned out. Well, ghouls, those are my new designs based on existing Monster High lines. I hope you really like them. I had a lot of fun doing them. If you have an idea for a new design, put it in the comments, and I might do it for a video. We've got 28 more days to go, and I hope I can finish this. That being said, thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon.